आगे आगे आगे
Excuse me, please. Sorry.
Well, a very good morning and welcome back to day 2 at Rocket Padel at Ilford. With Padel Tournaments UK Grade 2 happening over the course of this weekend. And today, of course, the action continues. We're bringing you the live action from our men's semi-final. You can see the players just warming up on court now. Just saw a focus on Nick Hatchett. There, our pairing for this semi-final on court 1. We have our top seeds in the blue, Cam Dollimore and Theo Garton. LTA ranked 8 and 11 respectively. And their opponents who we haven't seen on court 1 yet. Tom Farquharson and Nick Hatchett, our third seeds in this tournament. We'll bring you plenty of information about the players, their performance so far, and a little bit about their paddle journeys throughout the match, as well as the commentary, keeping you up to date with the score and the live action. And that's just this game. We've got so much happening today here at Rocket Padel in Ilford. We had an action-packed day yesterday. Over the course of this weekend, we've got our men's draw. We've also got a women's draw, as well as a mixed tournament going on. And of course, the winners of our men's and women's grade 2 will get ranking points, counting towards their LTA ranking, and also prize money up for grabs. We'll take a quick look now at the warm-ups also happening in our second semi-final of the day on court 2. And that's seeing Jamie Eccleton and Rafa Vega, our 5th seeds in this competition. You just see Rafa there receiving the shot, warming up, ready to take on our 2nd seeded Jake Booley and Marcus Rook. Some really impressive performances from all of these pairings yesterday. Displays real creativity tactics, strength, and some flair, especially in some cases. So the winner of both of these games on both Court 1 and Court 2 will of course be going through to our men's doubles finals later this afternoon. There's prize money and LTA rankings up for grabs. Sure to be some really thrilling matches out there, real ones to watch. Theo Garton was on excellent form yesterday with his agility and reaction speed, and a couple of pretty flair behind the back shots as well that we might see again this morning. So we're kicking off now on Court 1, our men's semi-final. Cam Dollymore, Theo Garton, furthest away from the camera. Tom Farquharson and Nick Hatchett, closest to us. Really solid work there from Tom and Nick to take the first game in this first set. The power shown early there from Nick Hatchett, wanting to get an early lead. And we'll see if they can break the serve as well. Take a look quickly on Court 2. As you can see, Rafa Vega to serve, former LTA number 1. Coming up against a really strong pairing, Jake Booley and Marcus Rook. Back to Court 2, Cam Dollymore to serve. Sorry, Court 1. Nicely retrieved there from Cam, and just unlucky to hit the side netting. Nicely found there from Cam down the centre of this pairing between Nick and Tom. Another display of power there from Nick Hatchett. He's getting those in early, showing Cam and Theo what he's made of and the danger that he can deliver there on the court. Really nicely followed around the corner. Nice volley there back from Tom at the net. Some good communication there between Cam and Theo, just picking up on little bits of information as they go, sorting out their game plan. It'll surely evolve throughout the game when you come across a pair you haven't faced yet in the tournament. Game. Cam and Theo. 1-1 in this first set. Likely we'll need a break in serve for one of these pairings to break through early. Now to serve Tom Farquharson. Really nicely volleyed from Tom, that real aggression at the net, just catching Theo as it went over. So 3 games played in this pairing. Currently, it's Tom Farquharson and Nick Hatchett on 2, Cam and Theo on 1. And we'll switch over to court 2. Jamie Eccleton just serving there across the court. Busy Jamie and Rafa opting for the white kit this morning. Jake Bewley and Marcus Rook closest to the camera. Back to court 1 as our pairs make their way back out onto the court. Not much separating these 2 pairings at the minute as they both warm up into the game. Good communication there from Theo, just letting his teammate know where the other players are, and really nice placement there from Tom. Such a good volley at the net, does Tom. Really good at bringing it down as well. And there he is. Can Theo get it back? Yes, he can. What a position. Theo's so good at reading that and getting close to the net. And a brilliant cross-court finish there. Not much that Tom could really do about that one. A little bit of congratulation as well. It's nice to see early in the game before it maybe gets a little bit more feisty. Really well held from Cam, just coming across the court. Back now into position. Brilliant rally going on. Some aggression now up at the net. Can they keep it going? Really, really nice there from Cam Dollimore. saw the opportunity. 40-15. And game to Cam and Theo. 2-all in this first set this morning. Feels like could be one of those matches where each pair are just able to maintain their service. Spoke a lot about this yesterday, the importance of the serve. Being a little bit different to tennis, not really about how fast.
Excuse me.
Just nipped Cam there. He looks like he's okay to carry on. 15 love. Couple this morning where Tom feels like he's going for it and then ducks out slightly last minute. Maybe just deciding better to let his teammate take them at the back of the court, give them a little bit more time to recover. It's Nick Hatchett to serve. 15-all. Really nicely tried there from Theo. He was really extending all the way. I'm impressed by the speed at which Tom and Nick are covering the court already this morning. Not a lot is getting past them. Some unforced errors just showing in this Cam and Theo partnership this morning. $40-15. Well followed from Cam Dollymore in the corner. And it's that volley at the net as well from Tom. It's really, really impressive that it's so agile, so close to the net and fast across the court as well. And Nick was just really well aware of how they'd shifted Cam and Theo across to their left-hand side of the court and found that gap. So in this game on court one, as they take a break, it's Tom and Nick 3, Cam and Theo 2. And we're just picking up now on the action on court 2 in our second semi-final. Right now, we've got Rafa Vega to serve. Current score on this court is Rafa and Jamie 3, Jake and Marcus 1 in our first set. Really nice from Cam, just coming back over this side of the net. Looked for a minute like Nick Hatchett was going to be able to get that one. Interesting call from Nick Hatchett there. Potentially looked like that was going to hit the cage off Cam. could have been one to leave. Maybe he's thinking that now, but they're getting that point back. 30-15. Nice power from Nick right to the feet of Cam. Just apologising there. And that will take the games tied once more in this first set, 3-all. Cam and Theo just here discussing their game plans, some real words of encouragement. You can really feel both teams obviously used to communicating and playing with each other. Really good communication between each of them. That was really, really nicely placed by Theo Garton. He's really good at just finding the right speed to play those shots, almost lulling the opposition into a bit of a false sense of security, thinking he's going to put the power behind it. So they're drawn away from the back of the court. Nice reaction from Cam. And so well tried there by Theo. Just grazed over the net there. Nicely chased down by Nick. Theo once again with that ball down the middle. He's so good at that, getting it to bounce low off the glass. I've had a question come in about players running out of court to be able to return the shot. Now, this is common in some paddle tournaments, in some matches, but not all. Just due to some of the spacing you have around court and the facilities that are available. So this is one of them where players actually running outside of the court, the shot wouldn't count even if it's returned. But of course, it's still great to see Theo practicing that and getting out there. So it's 4-3 in this first set to Cam and Theo. Back over on court 2. Jamie Appleton serving there towards Marcus Rook. Nice aggressive play from Rafa, and unlucky, that was Really well placed by Jake, but it looked like Rafa's instinct kicked in there. He almost knew that it was just going wide of him, so likely to hit the glass, and really well left there. You can see players that have that much experience. Rafa's been on the circuit for so many years, former LTA #1, consistently playing in international tournaments, grade 1s across the country, grade 2s. And he'll just have that second nature at this stage. Back to court 1. And Cam and Theo, 4 games to 3 up, and it's their serve. Theo Garten serving. Ow, that one looked like it hurt. Just catching Tom Ferguson on the knee. Unlucky there, Nick Hatchett just didn't bring it down, but the right move to try and bring it up, gain themselves a bit of time with a lob. Good attacking position found, and a really, really well placed from Tom. So they take the game still neck and neck in this set. Just had 2 broken service games. A really fantastic semi-final unfolding in front of us here at Rocket Padel in Ilford. An early start for these pairings. Hopefully a bit of a rest then before the final this afternoon. Nick Hatchett serving. Good communication there from Tom on court. Just letting Nick know, it's mine, I'm here. I'm in the best position to take that one. And they've maintained their serve. Really, really well. Really well into the corner from Cam, allowing the players to get to the net, be more attacking. Lovely volley from Tom. Nick just being able to bring it up, really well followed in the corner. Cam with the power. Tom and Nick have certainly got Cam and Theo moving about. It was almost perfect there, the setup for Tom. Just catching the bottom of the glass. Be frustrated with that one. But despite those couple of errors, they've managed to maintain their service. Score 5-4 in this first set. Back over on court 2. Let's take a recap of the action. The first set over here has gone to Rafa and Jamie. Both teams now just taking a break, having a little bit of a rest, discussing their game plans, taking on some water. And we're seeing some of our other players now just arrive. Because of course we've got mixed doubles taking place today. Our women's competition as well. We're really fortunate at this venue to have so many courts and a fantastic viewing area as well, which you can see there on the screen, the big We Are Rocket Padel sign. Plenty of people feeding in, able to watch from that very comfortable viewing area. Back on court 1, Cam Dollimore to serve. Love. Well played from Cam, just to force the ball long to the back of the court and just catching the glass there at the bottom. And again, Nick and Tom just finding it a little bit long. And a couple of unforced errors from their part this morning. Giving Cam and Theo that game. And it stays neck and neck. I knew it was going to be a very close, very exciting semi-final we've got here. Cam and Theo, our #1 seeds. Tom and Nick on the far side, our 3rd seeds. Nothing much separating the two at the minute. Oh, Nucky, really well followed through by Cam, just couldn't get the height on it. Nicely played from Nick. Really, really well done. Nice work from Theo from a tough position there, over on the left-hand side. Well received from Cam. Good control with the bounce off the net. That cross-court slice is so difficult. Theo got there and then it's just couldn't quite place it. With the power behind it from Tom. Tom Faxon serving. A beautiful shot there from Theo. We saw a lot of this yesterday, and well caught from a member watching. Not a lot you could do about that out the back court shot from Theo. Sorry, from Tom. The reaction times, Theo Garton there they're so impressive. Consistently, he's getting to shots and making sure they're returned. Such speed and agility. Second serve. Couple of times now. Tom Ferguson, LTA ranked 14, serving now. Just finding the net a couple of times on his smash. Not now though. He's executed that so well. Taking the game 6-5 in this first set. And heading over to court 2. Jake Bewley celebrating there. Winning a crunch point. Playing with his partner Marcus Rook. The black t-shirt on this side. Jake, a really exciting player who's just kept going last couple of years. It's been really, really exciting seeing him grow and develop. Now, making it on the professional paddle scene. Frequent training and playing in the GB team as well. So we'll know Rafa Vega, his opponent, very well. Coming across him in lots of tournaments. Wondering here if it's better to have played against your opponent lots of times, or it be someone you're not too sure of. How that psychological aspect comes into these games. It's really, really key at this level. So we're back on court 1. Currently 6-5 in our first set. Really, really close match between these pairs. Nice play from Tom. Cam just trying to slow it down there, and so well controlled from Tom there. And the orange shorts matching a lot of what Theo also does, just taking the speed out of it, catching the opposition a little bit unaware with those slower shots down the middle of the court. Frustration there just from Nick, from the unforced error, just hitting the side. Unable to return that serve, but some definite words of encouragement there from Tom. They've got a safety blanket of a game. However, really nothing in this first set to distinguish between the two pairs. It's difficult to predict right now who might be going into that final later this afternoon. Really lovely placed into the corner from Nick, and again back in that corner, switching it up. And the volley that Tom is so impressive with at the net, that cross-court volley. So agile, both of these players. And a really impressive rally there. But Theo just finding the cage. And the point going to Tom and Nick. Shout of "Go Cam" from Theo. Oh, and he knew his teammate was there to get it, but couldn't quite get back across the court to cover him. Great power there from Theo Garton. Our LTA ranked 11. Partnering with Cam. Cam's current LTA 8, our highest ranked player on the court at the minute in the LTA. And of course this tournament, every game won does count towards players' LTA rankings. Cam and Theo really moving Tom and Nick about the court now. Back and forth. Really brilliant work across the court from both sides. And such powerful work there from Tom. They take that first set. Just as our players on court 1 take a break, back for the action on court 2. We're bringing you most of the action today from court 1. We'll be trying to keep you updated with other scores and results as we go along. We'll be crowning 3 sets of winners today. Our men's champions, women's champions, and the mixed champions, all with prize money up for grabs for the winners. One of the only tournament providers currently in the UK offering prize money. Credit to the team and how they're really helping to professionalise the sport in this country. Back now to court 1. First set went to Tom and Nick, who are now closest to the camera. Nick Hatchett to serve. Now his partner, Tom Parkinson, ranked 14 in the LTA rankings. So well retrieved from Cam. Just caught slightly wrong footing there by Theo.
Excuse me.
It's really nice words of encouragement between these two pairs, chatting about their game plan. Now, Tom Ferguson, you might recognise if you've been a paddle fan for a while. He's even got it on his t-shirt, the Padel School, run by him and his brother. Massive online and in-person coaching platform for paddle, one of the biggest in the country. Tom also former pro tennis player, now a tennis and paddle coach. And they're a really impressive duo, him and his brother Sandy, working through the Padel School. Really important for the growth of paddle in this country, having people like that. Nicely placed from Tom. Good aggression at the net from Tom and Nick, and they take this first game of the second set. They just come out fighting here. Over to court 2. Rafa Vega to serve. Straight back out to the court for the semi-final on court 1. Cam Dollimore serving, second serve. Love. Love. Seems like this could potentially be another set on serve. Good aggression from Theo at the net. So it is Cam and Theo taking our second game, second set. Currently 1 game each. And again, it's the serve that's really helping these pairs be on the front foot, be aggressive. Just giving them the time to get to the net, think about their shots, and force their opponents to the back of the court. Oops. Slight confusion who was getting that one between Nick and Tom. Maybe just added up into that that point, just not being quite in the right places between the two of them. Love 15. Unlucky from Cam and Theo there, they've just gone to return the same shot. Really difficult when that ball just comes straight down the middle and they're both so close to the net to make a clear-cut decision. Really well returned from Theo. Saw a lot of that from him yesterday. He's so good at getting close to the net and just reading when the ball's going to come. Lovely volley rally. And a real big shout there from Theo Garton, our top-seeded pair. Really thrilled with that point. Such an intense volley. Rally between the two. Very nice from Nick. Can Cam get it? Wow, what a return through the legs. Oh, but they just can't stop that smash from Tom Farquharson. Two-one in our second set for Tom and Nick. Over on court 2, score update as well. The first set went to Rafa and Jamie. In the second set, they are 4-3 up. A big game now for them on court 2 as our players on court 1 take a little break. Back on court 1. In our second set, 2-1 to Nick and Tom. 15 all. Really good start in this match for Cam and Theo. Seem to be discussing between themselves a lot on the court, their tactics, how they're going to win. Maybe just in that break they've managed to gather themselves, discuss the shot techniques or the types that they believe are going to be the ones to beat this pair. So taking our score in our second set to 2 games all. Just placed themselves in a position that Nick Hatchett was able to exploit there. Hatchet serving.
Because the ones that were playing are here. The maximum that were playing here. Doesn't know that they put out.
And again, Nick's so good at just getting the opposition running one direction or the other and able to return those really tricky low shots over the net. Those mid-court bounces. Well followed from Tom. Just in this game, seeing a lot more at the net than we previously have in maybe some of the other matches so far in this tournament. A lot of volleys. Maybe these players being really comfortable. A couple of net shots there, really well managed by both players. Just couldn't quite keep it under control there from Theo. Tom and Nick with the game, 3-2 up in this second set.
Okay. Watch some of these guys. Okay, right. See you in a bit.
2 and 3. Too good.
And I'll just bring you an update from our other men's semi-final. It's just finished on court 2 with the win. Rafa Vega and Jamie Eccleton against Jake Bewley and Marcus Rook. Won both sets. With games in hand. So they'll be going through to our men's final. Our 5th seeds in the competition. They're beating our 2nd seeds, Jake and Marcus. Jake Bewley, GB number 8. The Rafa Vega's experience from LTA number 1. Alongside his fantastic partner Jamie, victorious this time. Going into our men's final later this afternoon. Back on court 1, our other semi-final continues. Going to go down to the wire, this one. 15 all. Really well recovered. Down the middle of the court shot there from Cam Dollimore. He was at full stretch. Well followed from Nick. Certainly getting Theo and Cam running. Trying to just get them out of position. Game to Tom and Nick. They finally got a bit of a break in this second set that they've been looking for all game. 4-2 in this second set. Now their serve.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Amazing, amazing rally here. Such an exciting semi-final to watch. Finding out who will be facing Rafa and Jamie. Whoever comes out on top in this game, that final will be absolutely fantastic this afternoon. Some of the top paddle talent in this country here at Rocket Padel Ilford. Really nice work from Tom and Nick. Our players back out onto court one. Cam Dollymore, Theo Garton, our top seeded pair in this competition, just down in this second set to Tom Ferguson and Nick Hatchett at third seeds. Plenty of professional experience in both of these pairs. Cam Dollymore, of course, recently playing out in Spain in a FIP tournament, an International Padel Federation. Some serious expertise in Tom and Nick's pairing as well. And Theo, one of the most promising, exciting players to watch at the minute. Such good aggression there from Tom. They've come out ready to win this set and head into the final. But Cam and Theo not going to let this go easily. Frustration creeping in there for Theo. His serve. Both sides really as the fatigue kicks in. Just some of the execution slips. Natural when games are this intense. It'll come down to who can keep that up, who can keep the quality as high as possible to the final point. We'll be taking that win this morning. And it's paid off for Theo and Cam winning the game. Nick Hatchett serve. $15 all. Here they're just letting out some of the frustration from those unforced errors. His partner Cam Dollymore, maybe less vocally frustrated, calming the pair down slightly. It's been a really intense semi-final. Nick Hatchett to serve. Really, really well played
Fast, please.
from
Inside,
Tom
inside,
Farquharson.
inside. Please, please.
And the match is in their sights. Final discussion points between the pairing. You can see the finals closer and closer. But I have a feeling Cam and Theo will make it difficult for them. And they certainly did, but in the end, it is Tom and Nick who'll be going through to our men's final this afternoon. Our third seeds in this competition have beaten our top seeds, Cam Dollimore and Theo Garton, but what a performance really from both pairings. It's so exciting watching Cam and Theo play a lot yesterday as well. Such a promising partnership, such an exciting partnership, so quick. And some of the shots that pair play, just, they make you go wow when you're watching. But it wasn't enough today for the experience between Tom Farquharson and Nick Hatchett. Their communication and style was really fantastic working together. So we'll take a quick break now. And then we'll bring you some of the action from the women's draw. Hopefully we'll get chatting to a couple of the players in the commentary box later on today. In the meantime, if you're tuned in, do let us know what you think. If you want to ask us any questions or you want us to ask any of the pros as we go throughout the day. I'll be bringing you all of the key action from this fantastic venue at Rocket Padel Ilford and this Grade 2 Padel Tournaments UK event. Thanks for tuning in. Be back in a few minutes.
you'd have won the semis, you'd have stayed and played the final, so you haven't got things to do, you just don't play.
Yeah, I just don't play.
Don't lie until you've got things to do.
I don't have things to do. I don't play. I've got things to do. I've got a drum bar on there.
Alright.
So we are back with the action continuing here at the Grade 2 Padel Tournaments UK Get Padel in Ilford. You can see now on the court is one of our women's semi-finals taking place. At the far end, Alice Keddy and Victoria Nicholas, our top seeded pair. And they are taking on our fourth seeds in this competition, Amy Cairns on the right hand side in the cap, her partner Laura Jackson. On our court too, we have our second semi-final also taking place. We'll bring you some of that action in a few moments' time. Right now, on court one, Laura Jackson serve. And then second serve. Really nice serve there from Laura. Oh, such a good shot there from Victoria. So low against the net, really, really difficult there to return. Victoria, one of the most experienced players in this tournament. Competed in many international tournaments as well.
Yeah, that's going to get
Often alongside the top GB players. Victoria there on the ball, one of the players that went out with Team GB to the Europeans earlier this year.
Perfect. Vuol dire cosa? Guarda cosa asciutta il dettaglio. Il dettaglio. Metti.
Victoria serving. Second serve. So much power there from Victoria. Just waiting for the right moment to unleash that against her opponents. Playing with Alice Kelly today, coming from a tennis background, as quite a lot of paddle players these days do. Lucky there from Victoria, just didn't manage to get the height, but in the right position there in the corner. Nice rally here, Amy Cairns, and really, really well returned there. These two may have faced each other a lot. She knows the power that Vic has, and really, really well managed there from Alice Kelly. So hard to follow those ones round the corner. Victoria serving. Such power behind her. Really well executed as well, right into that corner. Really great serve for Victoria and taking the game. The score in this first set, 3-1 for Amy and Laura. So we just saw that one there for Alice and Victoria. Amy and Laura are 4th seeds in this competition. Alice and Victoria are top seeded coming into this. Amy Cairns to serve. Really lovely placement there from Alice Cuddy. She was on the front foot, sending it into that bottom corner. When it bounces off that low, you've got to be right next to it for a chance to bring it back. And I think Laura Jackson caught just one step too close to the net there. It's a really well worked play there from Alice Kelly, sending it cross court. The left-handed player in this partnership between her and Victoria. Well followed through. Nice from Victoria, just biding them a little bit more time on both sides to set up her partner for the shot. Lovely volley. Laura Jackson there, really, really good control, and what a return for Alice Keddy. Really unlucky there, just not getting the height, sending it over the net. Another game for Amy and Laura. Going ahead in this first set. Lucky for Amy there, she just tried to take it over her head, but instead bringing it into her body. Get you the score very shortly for the action on court 2 as well. Sarah and Kerry taking on Rosie and Chloe. Really lovely play there from Victoria. She's so good, both her and her partner sending it into the corner. Quick update of the score on court 2. Our second semi-finals taking place. 5-6 to Sarah and Kerry in this first set. It's so close. It's real experience there from Sarah and Kerry against the young but such an exciting duo from Chloe and Rosie. And as we stick on court 1, still Amy and Laura ahead in this first set. Laura Jackson serving. Second serve for Laura Jackson. Really nice play from Laura Jackson there. Almost looked like she was going to bring it back down to her left and then just caught Victoria on the wrong foot, send it into the corner. And we'll head over to court 2 to check in on our other semi-final taking place. All in matching kit, fantastic to see from both teams. Nearest to us, the young duo taking on our experienced players there in the blue. So on this end, Chloe de la Mer and Rosie Quirk, two of our most promising junior players coming through the ranks. They were out representing their country in Junior Europeans in Hungary just earlier in the summer. Both described it as fantastic experiences. They played together so often, these two girls, and here they are completely holding their own against the experience of our second seeded pair, Sarah Lockery and Kerry White. Also out representing their country this year, but in the senior competition. Our players taking a break. It was Sarah and Kerry who took the first set, but it was close. I think it's 7-5. Players now just taking a break, catching up on their match tactics, as you can see. They'll be thinking, how do we break these two down again to win the second set? What do we need to do? What are our key shots in here? How do we build the point? But you can see Rosie and Chloe are just keen to be out there on the court. They want this to continue. They want to keep their momentum. Chloe is also one of the players frequently competing alongside both her brother and her dad, coming from a really strong paddle family. Watched her and her dad win a tournament together a couple of weeks ago, which was so lovely to see. They were so good at communicating with each other on court, almost second nature. She just struggles to bring it down slightly and hitting the glass there. But as ever, really encouraging each other. It's Rosie on the serve. Also competing against Sarah and Kerry, currently ranked LTA number 1 and 2 respectively. Which was a recent success in a number of tournaments up and down the country. Brilliant ambassadors for the sport as well, coming from really interesting racket sport backgrounds. Sarah from squash, Kerry from so many different sports, Eton fives among them, wall ball as well in the mix. Now taking to paddle, representing her country. Perhaps Rosie and Chloe out there thinking these are two people who have really inspired them on the international stage. I have absolutely no doubt that we're going to see Rosie and Chloe in the senior GB squad really soon. They're already pushing it, competing at the highest level in their age groups. Well followed from Chloe. Both pairs just giving each other a bit of time now, trying to build the point. Well brought down from Rosie Quirk. Good aggressive at the net, and the aggression pays off. Well followed from Chloe. Using these lob shots on both sides, just to let them come forward and be aggressive. Ready for that volley, really well taken there by Chloe de la Mare. Really good position, sending it into the corner. A great shout of joy there from the girls. Really well deserved on that point. Well worked building the point. Just waiting for the right time to come to the net and be aggressive. They'll take the game and the serve going. Over to Sarah and Kerry. Kerry right to serve. That was so well played there by Chloe de la Mare. So close to the net, just almost skimming it across, making it really, really difficult for Kerry White to send that back after it was bouncing so low off the glass. Kerry White serving. Well watched. So much energy in this match so far this morning. Our second semi-final. as the teams take a break. Head back over to court one in just a few minutes. Just a bit of information then about the tournament that we're seeing here at Rocket Padel in Ilford. Players travelled from all over the country to get here. It's been 2 days of action, with it all culminating today in our finals, both men's, women's and mixed tournaments. Had a huge draw for the men, 64 entries. Slightly fewer than the women in the mixed, but 155 players in total. And a great team behind the running of this tournament from Padel Tournaments UK. Of course, a lot of credit to the founder of Padel Tournaments UK, Tama Michael, alongside a brilliant team, the referee, Jose Dareo. We couldn't do these tournaments without, helps us to run it so smoothly and make sure everyone knows when they're meant to be on the court, officiating, and making sure that those ranking points at the end of the tournament go to the right players. And then our fantastic cameraman out there bringing you this broadcast, Dagam Hamid, one of the few tournament providers in the UK, bringing you these kind of live streams to make sure it's accessible as possible. And we'll head back over to court one then to catch up on the action in our other semi-final. Amy Cairns and Laura Jackson. At the end, closest to the camera, our fourth-seeded pairing, taking on Alice Keddy and Victoria Nichols, our top seeds. Victoria, frequent player on our GB squad at the minute. Also a doctor, so really interesting balance there, really flying high in both the padel and professional world. If you are tuning in and watching our women's semi-finals, let us know. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Any questions you have for us about the tournament or the players, anyone you'd like to see us chat to here in the commentary box later this afternoon. Amy Cairns to serve. Nice play there by Alice. Just sending the opposition to the back of the court, but then catching the side of the glass. Second serve. Good cross-court shot from Alice. Victoria, she knew exactly what she wanted to do there. She had Amy Cairns turned around. And didn't need to really smash that one. It was just such careful placement of the ball. such an intelligent player in Victoria Nichols. Knows that it's not all about the smash, but about building the points, moving your opposition around and finding those gaps. Nice work from Alice Kelly, just controlling it back, but just unable to send that one back across the net. Slightly too close to the glass, it seemed she got. And Vic just chatting her through some bits here, sharing perhaps some experience. We'd love to see these guys mic'd up on court and understand what they're saying to each other. But I'm sure trying to find a way to win here for these experienced girls. Nicely placed. Aggression at the net, and it's paid off. Really, really nice. When this duo get up to the net, not many gaps finding their way between them. So good on the volley there from both players, Victoria and Alice. Great serve, and just unable to bring it down without hitting the glass. But such a good serve there, right into the corner. To start on the front foot. Just back to court 2 then. See how our other semi-final is getting on. We'll grab you a score update from our referee very shortly. Nice play from Claude Lemaire. Just can't bring it back over. And currently, Kerry White serving. Really well placed there from Sarah Lockery down the middle. And back to court 1. Laura Jackson on the serve. on that far side. Tori Nicholas, frequent member of the GB women's squad these days, current GB ranking number 5, and will be heading out to the Philippines next week to compete alongside other really accomplished members of the GB team. Also a frequent player in the FIP, the International Padel Federation tournaments, at home and abroad. Really nicely returned from Alice Keddy, finding the corner on the front foot now, and really nicely played to get the opposition, Amy and Laura, moving across the court. Speaking to Sarah Lockery and Kerry White yesterday on their experience around the building of the play. As we know, a lot of these players do come from tennis backgrounds, but padel not so dominated by the strength and power you often see in tennis. More of that craft, building the points, moving the opposition around, coming back and forth, getting to the net and being aggressive. Rallies also, on average, a lot longer than in tennis. Some at the top level of padel in the world, over 40 shots long, over 5-minute rallies you often seen at that top level, just for 1 point. And it's credit to a lot of these matches over the last couple of days being long, being competitive, some of them going to championship tie breaks if there's a draw after 2 sets, and it's really well evenly matched between the pairings across the draw. Of the 16 entries for the women's competition. Really well played from Alice Keddy. A couple of times, hey, Amy and Laura just getting caught out in those corners. Just slightly imbalanced in their footing, allowing them to fully return those powerful shots from Alice. Bringing some of that power, obviously, from her tennis career. Amy Kearns to serve. Set up really nicely to bring it back down, and Alice Kelly just struggling. To bring it back up over the net there. Second serve. Nice play, Victoria and Alice moving towards the net. Oh, and it's so unfortunate on the lob that it's hit the ceiling there from Amy Cairns. Of course, one of the potential cons of playing indoors, when these players are normally on outdoor courts, they wouldn't have to worry about a ceiling, lob it as high as they wanted, but I'm sure a lot of these players more than happy to be inside in November. Nicely managed by Victoria off the cage. Good volley. Good volley again, aggressive into the corner. Really well managed there by Laura Jackson, just across the court, switching places with Amy. Really brilliant rally this. It's got a bit of everything. Both teams really testing each other, really nicely followed by Alice Keddy across the court. And putting that pressure on consistently to win the point. Really, really well played by that pair. What are you going to do now? So women's semi-finals continuing. We've got our players just taking a break. They managed to spot a familiar face walking past our camera. Louis Harris has joined us in the commentary box, everybody. Just flew back from Lithuania at a FIP tournament, haven't we?
Yeah, that's correct. Literally just got back last night. Been playing the FIP Star over in Lithuania, so yeah, just thought I'd pop in and see how the tournament's doing.
Lovely of you to pop in and tell us a bit about how the tournament went. A good first round win, right?
Yeah, a really good first round win. Is some tough competition all round. Really happy to get that win. Second round, unfortunately, a bit too much. Opponents just outplayed us. We didn't have our best day, but happy to get that first round win. Yeah.
And for people maybe listening in, we're at a grade 2 here, but a FIP is an international style tournament, right? So
yeah.
How does it work in terms of choosing your person you're going to pair with and doing all the travel and everything? Fill us in a little bit for people who don't know.
Yeah, sure. So it's an international event, so anyone can sign up, but you do need to have a certain amount of points. So depending on the level of the tournament, the cut-off point will be higher or lower. This was a FIP Star, so usually it's a tournament that I wouldn't personally enter, not having enough points, but we managed to sneak in. My partner's got a few more points than me, so he's from Holland, really good to play with him. And yeah, it's a great chance to really test your level. Obviously I love playing these UK-based tournaments, but this is that next level up, let's say, against worldwide competition. So yeah, really good. Really good.
Exciting to see that happen, and we've got some really exciting semi-finals as well unfolding in front of us. I'm sure familiar with a couple of the players out there. We've had some absolutely amazing matches. I don't know if you managed to catch any of the live stream yesterday as well, but it's really close between this match and the one on court 2 as well. So just as it kind of unfolds, I know we're asking you to come into this cold without having seen any
on the
of
spot.
it play.
That's the best way.
But just talk us through a little bit about what you're seeing out there, the tactics that maybe each pair are following as we go through.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great. I managed to watch a little bit of the semis this morning on the live stream just on our way up. We couldn't quite make it for the start, but I think it's great to see how competitive the levels getting, right? A few years back it was kind of very one-sided, but if you look now how close all the matches are, I was watching the men's semi this morning.
The length of them as well, right?
Oh, it's crazy, great rallies, and I think it's become much more of a tactical game rather than people just being that much better. They can do what they want, and like you said, I only just arrived, but I mean, look at some of these rallies, right? Just a couple of minutes in, you can see it's very competitive. So it's good to see, to be honest. Really, really enjoyable.
And we'll try and get a score update.
I know.
For
I was
you
just going to ask you there.
referee.
What is the score at the moment?
We'll get our referee Jose to go and give us an update. As we get distracted chatting, comes a little bit harder to follow, but really nicely played from Amy there.
Good shot
Just
from Vic.
unlucky. How difficult are those when they come into the corners? We've seen some players, even at the top level, just struggle as they come in really low and bounce off the glass.
It is tough. I mean, and that's a great shot from Vic there. It's also got a lot of side spin, so it's going to be tricky with the rebound off the glass. Especially, a lot of these players are coming from tennis, right? So that back wall and side wall isn't exactly their favourite thing to use. So I think it's a great weapon, right? Especially if you're playing against tennis players, you can get into that corner with a lot of spin. You're going to give them some trouble, but it's good to see.
And what are these guys talking about now? I'd love to mic everyone up on court and
yeah,
understand
look,
what they're
I mean, everyone's
saying.
different, right? Everyone's different, but usually you'll have a quick chat with your partner. Especially at this level, you're probably telling them where you're serving, so you're going to let them know where you're going to serve so they can be ready to cover that position, or you're talking where you're going to play that first volley. Sometimes it's just to change the rhythm. You might need to chat about what happened in that point, what you want to change for the next one, or simply just catch your breath. But I think it also depends on is it going your way, is it not? Do you want to speed up the rhythm of the match? Do you want to slow it down? Mainly just tactics, to be honest. But
a little bit of words of encouragement as well. We see
absolutely.
between the pairings.
Absolutely, egging them on and just reassuring that plan, right? I think communication is key. So half the battle is just making sure you're both on the same page and ready to give it your all.
And just back to your point about the serve, I mean, they're so different to tennis.
Yeah.
We see it's not about the speed and necessarily the power that comes behind it, but actually some of the slower serves are more effective at giving you time to actually get to the net, right?
Absolutely, it's a very tactical thing. I mean, like you said, you're not hitting the ball past your opponent with pace and power. You know, it gets to the point where, like you said, faster is not necessarily better because it's going to struggle to get to the net. But depending on who you've got in front of you, you're going to position the ball different. You might want it more to the body if they're kind of a bigger, slower person, or if they're quicker, you might want to catch them out through the centre. And also, like we said earlier, is you know where that serve's going, so you also know where you want to put the next first volley. So it's a very tactical thing. So you might want to slow it down for this one, then pick it up. So you see a lot of different serves for sure.
And
As
really
Andy said, we got a great serve from Victor into the glass.
It almost like she's listening in to
I
what
know,
we're
I'll have
saying.
to talk a bit
eh?
louder. Fantastic.
All the results one by one. It will be seven. Recording. now we will talk when you want to play a full set.
So the semi-final on court 1 finished, and it was in the end Alice Keddy and Victoria Nichols, our top seeds in this competition, who come away with the win, losing the first set 3-6, then came back to win the second 6-1, and that championship tiebreak 10-5. But a really impressive performance from both of the pairings there, and really, really well battled.
For the men final, yes, I need to...
Through Amy Cairns and Laura Jackson, our 4th seeds. I'll be giving you a score update just a few minutes on court 2. Closest to the camera, if you just tuned in, Rosie Quirk and Chloe de la Mare taking on Kerry White and Sarah Lockery on the far side. Good serve from Chloe, the left-handed member of that pairing. Good communication between Sarah and Kerry. Just unlucky from Chloe there. She had all the power behind it that she needed. Big crowd watching the second women's semi-final. Loads of support for both of these sides. I think just people generally so excited to see such a promising young duo. You might be looking back in a few years' time. I saw them at the Grade 2 at Rocket Padel Ilford, and they're out there representing GB on the world stage. But of course, they are playing against current LTA number 1 and 2. And really, really experienced players in Sarah Lockery and Kerry White. And the score is 9-8 in the championship tiebreak for Chloe and Rosie after 1 set each. It's so close. It's such a battle between these pairings. Chloe and Rosie just keeping their opponents at the back of the court at the minute, waiting for that chance to build the aggression up at the net. Each side just really managing this well, trying to gain control and get the front foot. Good control from Sarah Lockery, just bringing it up, giving themselves a bit of time. Neither pair really wanting to mess up here. Neither really taking much risk. Just potentially waiting for the other to force the error. Really well played from Sarah Lockery at the net. They've come up to be aggressive, and it's so well played by Chloe de la Mare. And it is Chloe de la Mare and Rosie Quirk who take the win in this semi-final and will go through to the final. Look at that cheer from the crowd. You can see Chloe de la Mare's parents there watching and celebrating with her success. And it's a commiserations to Sarah Lockery and Kerry White. It was so well played by them taking that first set as well. And they're such fantastic sports as well, so positive, always smiling, always encouraging. And I'm sure they'll have nothing but praise for for the young pairing there, Rosie and Chloe, who just seem unstoppable at the minute. Such a great force. And you can see the joy on their faces there as they catch their breath, and the support they get as well from the crowd watching their journey unfold, and how much they continue to improve is something really special. And the family support as well. I know there's people watching and supporting them from Guernsey, and that support must mean so much to them as well. And they'll be making it through then to the final here later this afternoon. They'll be playing top seeds who just won the other semi-final, Alice Keddy, Victoria Nicholas. And what a final that will be after the performance of both of those pairs. But such tight games, both of them. The parents there. And the brother, Liam, who we often see playing alongside Chloe in the mixed, as well as with their dad. Top support. Top coaching team as well, I've also heard. Fantastic set of semi-finals there in the women's doubles. Fighting now will be Rosie Quirk and Chloe Delamere taking on Alice Keddy and Victoria Nicholas for the cash prize. And here they are, they'll be disappointed with that, Sarah and Kerry, but they're such positive people in the paddle world. They're always willing to give up their time to chat to me and have a quick interview here and there and share some of their wisdom as well over the years of playing paddle together. Seasoned at playing together as well. And they very kindly came and chatted yesterday with me in the commentary box, giving some of their wisdom and expertise about what was happening out there on the court. And we're switching shortly over to our men's final. You can just see them here starting to warm up. Rafa Vega and Jamie Eccleton on the side closest to the camera currently. They'll be taking on Nick Hatchett, Tom Farquharson. It's going to be a fantastic final, this one. The speed and agility and combined experience of these players is going to make it. You don't want to miss it. And we're bringing you that in a short while. We'll take a quick break now from the commentary and we'll be back with you in just a few moments' time.
chill. I'm just like
الحكم مشغول ايه الحكم
السيستم ضرب مني.
اوه
اديني واسع ولا
يلا
And we're back for the men's final. Two incredibly strong and experienced pairs here taking to the court. On the far side, Tom Farquharson and Nick Hatchett, our third seeds in this competition. Have done so well so far and are such a powerhouse, and they're taking on the side closest to the camera, Rafa Vega, Jamie Eccleton. And Nick Hatchett serving. Love. Really well hunted down from Rafa. $15 all. Real power in both of these pairings. Good communication there from Rafa. Looked like, thought that was going to hit the glass slightly. Surprised when it came back from Nick. Good again from Rafa Vega, hunting that down and managing the low cross court. And score in this first game of the first set, 15-30. Good volley from Jamie Eccleton at the net. Now forced back. Tom Farquharson in the right place there, just a little bit close. Going into the net. Real power on that double-handed backhand from Jamie Eccleton. Into the corner from Nick Hatchett. Such a good shot bouncing off double glass. Good lob to regain some of the control. And again from Jamie Eccleton, smart play here so they can get up to the net to attack. Good positioning. She couldn't quite finish the point there. Brilliant stretch from Tom, well returned from Jamie. You can see this pair, they're so aggressive coming up to the net. Good rally. First game to Tom and Nick. Both teams here have really come out fighting. Wanting to be aggressive at the net. I'll just be reflecting there, you can see perhaps Rafa giving a bit of coaching to his partner. Where to or to not send the ball. How to get the most out of the racket. Great smash from Jamie. Oh, thought Nick Hatchett had it there. And that ball's just completely rebounded off. Nearly every glass panel there. The power behind that from Jamie Eccleston. Shout of mine from Rafa, he knew what he wanted to do there. And really, really well placed. So hard it comes off the cage, so hard to predict. All. Nick just catching the glass there, trying to return it, but as well, really nice play. So impressive there by Tom Ferguson. So the game goes to them. How did he return that? Shouts from the crowd. Such an impressive block. I'm not sure. Maybe he didn't even intend that to happen. So in set one, 2-0 to Tom and Nick. It's Tom Ferguson serving now, and I'm joined by another familiar GB team face. We had Louis Harris earlier, now got Frankie Langen sat with me. He's going to help me talk through what's happening out there on the court. You've just watched the first couple of games, Frankie. What's your first impression of the final?
Level, everyone's playing actually really well. Jamie and Rafa should have potentially had that break first game, breaking Hatchett's serve. They were 40-15 up, but Tom and Nick played some solid points there, which didn't lead to a break. And then they've when who's serving? Rafa was serving. They were the other way around, 15-40, and they broke and they took those points, and that's what it's about. It's about taking your chances when you can, and that's what Tom and Nick done. And a really evenly matched pairing, right? You've got some great experience on both sides. You've got, former LTA #1 in Rafa, and all of these guys have played so much on these graded circuits this year. What would have been your predictions coming into this match? Obviously, we've got Tom and Nick seeded slightly higher at third over Rafa and Jamie at fifth. I think seeding doesn't really matter too much. For me, I would have in form. I think Tom Ferguson's playing very well, and Nick. That's would be my predictions. They would win this match. They would be favourites, but it could go anywhere. As we know in these LTA tournaments, you know, there's always an upset. But it is match pretty even. But for me, I'd have Tom and Nick edging it on this one, especially after watching the first couple of games.
Yeah, they've been playing so well, and they just seem to communicate well, and very few unforced errors between the pair as well. And you can see that now. They've just taken the third game, taking them 3-0 up in this first set. And alongside Louis, you were playing in the FIP out in...
Oh no, so Louis and I didn't play together. I played with Chris Salisbury.
Okay.
But we just come back from Lithuania yesterday. We lost first round of main draw to a very good pair, number 3 seeds. They were just very, very good. They were just better than us. We didn't take our chances. We actually had a lot of chances in that second set. But when you're playing at that level, it's a completely different level to over here. You know, they take every single chance they get. They don't give you an inch. They're lobbing inches from the glass. They're playing chiquitas down to your feet every time.
Mm-hmm.
The level is completely different. Especially it was a high FIP. It was a FIP star. So it was a bit of an eye opener. Those tournaments always are. But good to be back and seeing the boys in the final here.
It is good to have you guys back. Let's just touch on that a little bit. You know, you say the level is so much higher over there. Is that where you were in particular, or the people that you were facing and how they've been brought up in a slightly different, stage of paddle in their country?
Well, it's to be honest, when you're playing a FIP, it doesn't matter where the FIP is being played. People are going to travel there. The top players are going to travel, and you're always going to face very, very good, strong opponents, especially in the FIP Star, which is, you have the FIP promotions, then the FIP Rise, and then you have a Star, which is above them. So, you're having people that are top 60 in the world playing in them. They're just very high level tournaments. Compared to our ones over here, we normally have maybe a good match in the semis, or maybe a good or final, and that's it. Where there you have to qualify, all the qualifying's hard. And again, when you get through, if you win your 3 matches of qualifying, lucky Chris and I had enough points to get into main draw. But after you win your 3 matches qualified, then you've got to play 5 matches at that level to win it, which is
fatiguing
a lot higher
and hard.
Exactly. And you're playing against guys who literally been playing since they were 4 years old, and who are training every day. They live and breathe paddle, and that's the difference. Over here, I would say, even though some of us have professional points, we're semi-professional because we also have jobs and we work as well, and we're not training every day. There, when you play these tournaments, there are people there that are full-time professionals and training every single day.
And how far away do you think we are in this country? And I know quite a lot of the members of the GBT, they don't actually live here, they live in Spain and train there. How far away do you think we are in this country actually having full-time professional paddle players who can sustain that over here?
I mean now paddle's growing a lot in the UK. I think you're going to get a few juniors now, the 12, 13, 14-year-olds that are going to start playing full-time, but again, in terms of coaching and stuff, we're still far behind, so they're going to have to go to Spain. If they want to compete with the best, they're going to have to train with the best, and the best are always in Spain. It's hard because we don't have many coaches in the UK at the moment. It's very hard for these guys to get coaches' time because of all the good ones are out competing. Well, even the British, all the British like myself, I'm competing a lot in Spain, so I don't have much availability to coach. Sandy, obviously, very, very good coach, but he doesn't have much time as well. He's doing his YouTube channels, his videos, and we have few coaches in the UK that could coach performance, I'd say.
And there's so much online content. We were chatting about this this yesterday because we were watching Tom play as well. He's obviously with the Padel School. If you just joined us, Tom's out there on the right-hand side of the court, furthest away from the camera. And if you're into paddle, then surely you recognise him from the work he's doing with his brother in the Padel School. But there seems to be a lot of like trending online paddle content there. What does it look like actually